God bless you, everybody. So I've been seeking God about the year to come, and I've been doing this almost every year since I realized that God does these type of things. And generally, I would share it with my church family, or in years past, I just kept it to myself, just figuring it was personal prophecy. But now I realize, it's bigger than that. So I'm on here, and I want to share with y'all. There was so much stuff that he was giving me that I'm going to have to do these in increments, because I probably could be on here for hours. So I'm just going to do this first one. And a lot of times God gives me dreams, but for this particular prophetic word, it wasn't in a dream. I was just seeking him for the year 2020, and he began to download some things to me. So this is the first video that I'm doing, and this is what I want to share today. It's not in the particular order that he gave it to me in, but I feel like this is where I should start. So this prophetic word is for those for 2020 and even now. So God has been saying, God's people have been saying in their heart, God, I've done what you told me to do in regards to my career. I got the credentials. I did what you wanted me to do, and the position or the job is not opening up. The ministry position maybe is not opening up. God, you told me I was a prophet, and wherever you want me to be has not opened up. It's just, you just feel like you are in a standstill. And God said to me, the reason why, and a lot of times we think, oh, I done did something wrong, did I not hear God? And you start to doubt, you start to feel like, what did I do wrong? You see everybody else around you achieving things and getting the positions, and just going forth. And you're just like, God, I did everything you told me to do, and it's not working out. I don't know what's going on. And wants to tell you, don't lose hope, don't lose heart. What is happening is that God, what he said to me is, I'm cultivating the position. I'm cultivating the position. He's cultivated you. He's told you what you needed to do. You worked on your mess. You let God deal with you. Let him do whatever he needed to do to you. And now you're just in a waiting phase. And the reason why you're just in a waiting phase is because God is saying that he's cultivated you, but now he's cultivating the position. Meaning he's cultivating the environment. He's cultivating the people that you're going to work around. He's cultivating maybe some people that he's going to move out before you move in. He's cultivating the position. For those of you that are in ministry, maybe the right people are not there yet. So you can't step in until you, you until you until he moves the right people in or out or whatever. So God's saying he's cultivating the position. And what he brought to my mind was in Genesis chapter 1. What he brought to my mind was that in the beginning, he created all these things. He created the earth, the sea, the sun, the moon, the trees, the animals, and man was the last thing that he made. And the reason why is because he had to cultivate the environment. He wanted that environment to be right for that person, for the Adam and Eve to flourish in. So he had to create the environment. So it's the same thing with that job that you've been waiting on and you don't know why. You got the education. You, every time you go to the interview, you blew it out the park, but for whatever reason it seems like it's being blocked. And you may have even thought that it was the devil doing it, but what it was is that God has a specific position for you, a specific environment for you that is not yet created yet in time. It's not created yet. It's a perfect match for you. It's a perfect environment, and it's not yet. There is a point in time, like a chronos time, where everything is going to line up, and that job interview is going to be like almost a formality, just to get it out the way. Just like they know, it's just going to be like they know that you're the person, but just because of the rules and regulations, they have to do that interview. So God is saying that you didn't do anything wrong. You did what God told you to do. And the reason why you having roadblocks after roadblocks, because you can't get that position or whatever the title or whatever it is that you're trying to get. And even in the ministry, you wanted to, you're supposed to be a pastor, but for whatever reason, the church hasn't shown up for you to pastor. God is saying that he is creating the environment. The environment is not yet set. And just like he did in Genesis chapter 1, he had to set everything in place first, so that when he set Adam into the garden, it would be, everything would flow. And that's how it's going to be in this cultivated position that God has for you. Everything is going to flow, and it's going to be like that position was made for you. And it's going to be like that because that's what it is. That position was made for you. So be looking for that now, and then for 2020, that God is cultivating the position. Don't be discouraged, because sometimes you got to keep telling yourself, hey, I didn't get that job. You know what I mean? God has something better. I remember when I was going on interviews, and I kept going on interview and after interview, and I couldn't get a job, and I didn't understand it. And I was just like, I know I'm blowing these interviews out the park. I had the people giggling and laughing. It seemed like they was in the palm of my hand. And still, oh, we selected someone else. And it was because God has something better. I kept telling myself, God has something better for me. Even though it felt like, dang, when am I, you know what I mean? Like, oh, God, are you on my side or what? Sometimes you feel like, well, dang, God, why you ain't let me get a job? You know what I mean? You see I'm struggling, why you ain't let me get the job? It's because he knows if you get in that job, you ain't going to want to come out into the job that he has for you. And it's not only going to be financially better for you, but it's going to be better for you in every aspect, emotionally, spiritually, everything. So God has work for you to do, and he's cultivated that position, and it's for you. Not saying that every day is going to be you skipping through the, you know what I mean, skipping through the lilies of the fields and twirling around, but it's just going to be that job. You're going to know, even on hard days, you're going to know that that job is for you, and that's where you're supposed to be, and your spirit and soul is going to prosper in that place, and you're going to be able to help so many people, because God is going to put you in that position, the right position. So, all right, guys, God bless you. Look for the rest of the words that God gave me for 2020, for now and 2020. And just be encouraged. And even if you get a hold of this video and it's 2024, it still applies. This is a principle that still applies, because he created everything. He created the environment in Genesis, and he created everything. Man was the last thing that he created. And so he's cultivating the position. He's cultivating the environment. So if you looking at this and now it's 2027, it still applies. You know, you don't say, oh, well, 2020 passed and, that was for 2020. No. God, and even when you see these, I'm going off a tangent, sorry guys, but even when you see these words of the Lord from 2012 and whatever, doesn't mean whatever God said stopped functioning in 2013. It just keeps going on. It's a movement. So just be blessed. I love you guys. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Okay. Till next time. Bye.